Hey, what's up? Eloquent Argument. This is a response video to your video, A Young Black Aspiring Professional Woman's Dilemma. Okay? Now, I appreciate your video response, and your take is your take. I really don't have a problem with what you said. I understand your viewpoint. It's really not about who's right and who's wrong. It's just more about I'm saying how I feel and you're saying how you feel. So there isn't really this whole idea of, I'm right and you're wrong. You need to think like me. You put your point out there and you argued it well. I appreciate the fact that you put out there, the whole idea of professional women taking time off. Okay. And I want to focus on the time off. So let's assume that a woman does finish up, and typically from my experience, people who do go on to get advanced degrees after their BA typically wait. Like, I'm 25 and my core friends are anywhere from 24 to 26, and they're just now doing the whole med school, law school thing because they took some time off to really figure out what's going on and just learn about themselves. I only have a couple of people who jumped straight from undergrad into an advanced degree program. Okay, I know in your video you talked about how you had a friend who made that jump after school, and now she has a law degree at 26. Well, to me, I don't really feel like she's the norm. I feel like she's ahead of the game, right? Because most people, like I said, take 2 to 3 years to really figure out what's going on. And even for med school, I think in your video you said you're going to start the application process. I know that's pretty tough. I had friends who graduated and took a year off just to do the application process, and because you have those interviews and all the other stuff. So I commend you for trying to do school and go through the whole application process, because I know that it can be quite involved, especially when you're trying to get the letters of rec and the MCAT and all this other stuff. So good luck with that. So anyways, you have the blacks who are saying, I'm going to get into my, advanced degree program, 25, 26. So what does that mean? The quickest you'll probably get through a program is maybe 2 or 3 years. So you're looking at 28 for the women, okay? And if we're talking about med school, we're talking about 30. And if we're talking about finishing your program and getting a decent job, steady employment, we're talking about 30, okay? Realistically, we're talking about 30. All my friends, the men and the women, when we talk, we've pretty much on some we should be at where we want to be at 30. So what does this mean for the women? Okay, you talked about women taking time off right after they get their degree, because they earned it and no one can take that away. Great point. So, she's saying, okay, I have a 2-year window to get this done, maybe 3. So I'm looking for anywhere from 30 to 33 to having, a child, maybe even 2, who knows. But the problem is the assumption that there's already a guy there. See, if she is in a relationship, okay, while she's in her program and doing her thing, it makes perfect sense for them to, wait till she's done and then start having kids, because they're already set up, they're already married or they're close to marriage, and, they have that relationship. I have a friend who's doing exactly that. They're going to start having kids in about a year or 2, because she'll be done with her program and she has that, 2-year window to where she can, have children. But they're doing that because they've been together for a good 3 years now. But if we look at the stats and the numbers, it shows that professional black women are the least likely to be in a position where, they are married, and that means, they're least likely to have a boyfriend during that whole process, whether you're in law school, med school, or whatever type of, advanced degree program you're in. The likelihood of a black woman being in a relationship, let alone a marriage, is very low. So you won't be able to capitalize off of that window. Okay, so you're talking about, you're done with 30, and you're saying, I have to meet somebody new, okay, then grow with that person, hopefully we can get married, and then have children. Okay, that's a lot for a 3-year window. That is a lot for a 3-year window, especially if you're looking for somebody your age, right? You're 30, he's 30, you guys are brand new. He has a lot going on. He's trying to get established in his career, and that's a big commitment. Maybe if you're talking about getting with a guy who's older, okay, so maybe he's 35, 36, 37, he's already established. I don't know. Maybe that will work. I don't know. An older man would have to, speak on that one. But it's tough to ask a dude who, okay, I just finished with, my program too, and, I'm trying to do well. I meet this chick and it's cool, but, we're kind of have this accelerated program because, her biological clock is ticking. So this is kind of accelerating this whole process, the fact that she wants to have kids, and that's really scary for guys. Okay, and it's not necessarily like we don't want to be rushed into it. Okay, you have to factor that in. You don't want to. Women in your category, in my opinion, aren't the type that's gonna try to have kids without having a secure relationship. Forget love, just from a logical standpoint. Unless you are in some sort of committed relationship, you're not gonna. In marriage, you're not gonna have children. Right? You're not going to have children. It's just too much. It's almost like career suicide to have a child and, to have your degree, to have your type of, job, to have your type of debt and not have stability. Right? Excuse me. That's like your number one, motivation. Damn it, I need stability. Okay? So it's very tough. Okay? I have a homegirl who's in law school. And, we talk about relationships all the time. And, for us, to be real, the relationship isn't even really platonic, right? There's a possibility that we can even still get together. But I never really think about it because she has it so caught up in her head that, she's off in law school. And any sort of relationship will just be a distraction. Okay, as if the men aren't going through the same process. And the fatal error is that she thinks that she can graduate. Okay, be 30, 31. After she finds some sort of decent employment and act as if she can now get married, meet somebody new, grow with that person, get married and have kids in a 2 to 3 year window. It's unrealistic. Okay, no one's going to put a time frame on developing a strong relationship. It's not going to work that way, and that's the fatal mistake. So to me, women in your position have two options. Option A, don't shun relationships. Don't act as if, a relationship while you're in, grad school or law school or med school, whatever you're doing, is going to take away from your attention, especially if the person you are with is going through the same program. So you have to consider dating while you're in school, while you're in med school, yada, yada, yada. Okay? Or, I guess seek older men when you graduate. I'm not really sure, but in terms of men who are going to be your age when you're done, I don't really see them, forcing themselves to act like they're loving somebody just because her biological clock is ticking. I really don't see it happening that way. At least not for me. Okay? I'm not where I'm at now. I'm not afraid to say, okay, you know what I mean? Like, to me, if I meet a chick and she says, oh, I want to be a lawyer and a doctor, that is cool with me. But my thing is, if that's what I want, then I have to prepare myself to be there, okay, for that journey. I just can't, write her off. If I want to enjoy the benefits of having a wife who's a lawyer or a doctor, then you should be there while she's in school because, you're doing the same thing. But a lot of women don't see that. So a lot of the times, I understand the numbers say that, you guys have a hard time dating, but part of that is that you guys are looking off relationships. You're assuming that the relationship is not going to work and men are just so needy. And to be real with you, while we're in school, while we're doing the law school thing or whatever type of, advanced degree or career thing you're doing, for us having a girlfriend would be cool, especially if she's doing the same thing because we both know we're busy. Okay, so we can, hook up, do whatever we have to do, but know that we can go back to studying. So to me, it's a great time. Like I said, I'm basing this off of my friend. Okay, he's in school, she's in school. Okay, so it's not like they have time to be messing around. But they know they have each other. So it's really not a distraction. It actually helps them. Excuse me. And this is what I try to explain to my homegirls who's in law school. It really is great for your focus because you have somebody there. Okay, and they're handling their business and there's no drama. So like I said, to me, the best option for women in your position is to not necessarily turn away relationships because you feel like it's going to be a distraction and he's going to somehow take away from what you're trying to do. Because to me, it's unrealistic to say that, you know, at 30 or whenever I'm done, that I'm going to meet a man and, you know, we're going to grow and get married in a 2 to 3 year window. Can it happen? Yeah, but men, we're not stupid. We know when we're being pressured. You know, women, you guys are good, but not that good. And no man, like I said, is just going to walk into that pressure and act like it's really love when both parties know this is more about science more than love. So hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. I know I went long on this one, but I had to put it out there. So, you know, hopefully other people out there can weigh in on, you know, what we're talking about. Take it easy. God bless.